Saturday, 2109, 40 seconds, year 2024, 8th month, 10th day, August. This watch could have been manipulated. Could set the time for these watches anytime, anyone, anytime.
But tonight I it's looking funny, and in your eyes, cloud and bane. Circle love in vain. She said, she said, if you crossed that side, okay, so that's the side. It's okay. Little down along the way. Is she She walks up behind, and she walks somehow when she walks. She's looking from the floor. And she goes down. She so gently.
And the look across his face,
Filled
with a smile,
It's a cloudy, lonely, lonely, it's inside she says hi. She says hi. And she likes the way it strokes across the brow. And the pictures come to mind. The hole is filled. She climbed up on top to the mountain, and all those unspoken things speak on out. Here's a nation in town. There's a circus. Yes, sir, no, sir. Certainty. water, the down, the down, the die, the do, the dove. Now back to 1-1. Fall back to 1. Don't you wanna go? Don't you wanna get that dawn? Dawn, dawn, dawn. Ding dong. Dawn, dawn, dawn. Hostess, cupcake, dirty, dirty mistake. So must break. Take down the sick, need a doctor. The sicko, the wacko, the jack. The backhoe, the front hoe, the What's too high? Up there on that mountain at the top, where the pole digs in. All the energies are getting there, and the season's coming fast. Just Captain Bay. E1 A-I-U-O-E E1 A-I-U-O-E E1 that there is. Little whipsaw right there. Little whipsaw. Nothing like getting a wonderful gander at the whipsaw. Look out for Moby Dick's tail at the whipsaw. Now, Moby Dick is it's a story concerning the sperm whale. Now, there's YouTube videos that show the history to the Industrial Revolution, and they created gears. They created gears, and they needed oil. They needed oil. They needed oil in order to put on the gears. So, what they did was they went out into the ocean and they hunted the whales down, especially the sperm whale. And especially the sperm whale, because the sperm whale has a weapon that it uses, and it's called what's it called? It's called a radio wave. A radio wave, and it has a mechanism in the front, in the head frontal. That big giant sperm whale's head is a big giant round. It's like a big room, a cavity. And that cavity has a ping pong or a baseball throwing event. It has a baseball throwing event going on inside the cavity with like a pitcher that pitches a ball. And so the pitcher, he throws the ball at the catcher. And it hits the catcher's mitt, and it makes a big giant sound. Bong. So that's the same idea that's going inside the sperm whale's head. The front cavity is a big giant room that has a pitcher or some muscles that pick up a ball. And in this case, inside the head there, it has a big, giant, heavy, liquid, muscly piece, a secretion that goes onto the flipper at the front, and it whacks. It totally flips the fucking piece of liquid, muscly looking stuff against the skull. The sperm whale has a big giant flat spot all the way goes up to the top behind the room where the eyes are at. And the skull is a raised wall that stuff slams against. And when it slams against that skull part, it resonates and it makes a big giant humongous fucking sound. Boom! And what it is it's the sonar radar system. Sonar radar, which sonar waves are shot out from that projectile that's hit against a wall. That projectile that's hit against a wall, any hard surface, it always makes a boom, and that sends out a big loud noise. The louder the boom, the bigger the noise, the further out the radio waves can go out, and they bounce on everything that's out in front of it, that's out in the world. And this is how the sperm whale sees everything. The sperm whale can see what's coming up, and it can pinpoint, and it can track. And its favorite fruit to track down is octopusy. Octopusy. The sperm whale loves to eat octopusy. That's the sperm whale's favorite meal, is octopus. 8 at a time too. So anyway, when the Industrial Revolution started, and the bully that runs the society, the bully child that's been running the society, he decided he needed oil for all the gears and the machinery, the new machinery, the Industrial Revolution, where machines were built. You know, instead of riding a horse, well, now one has a machine that they can ride, and that's a car. That was called the Industrial Revolution. When the transition from horse and buggy transitioned to self-independence, being able to drive a machine, self-independence without having to ride someone else's back around town to be dependent on someone else. So the bully child stuck in the mud with an actor that was running the society, the Industrial Revolution Society across the whole fucking earth, decided to start going around and to get grease, to grease the gears, or oil. The sperm whale is the most greasy, oiliest, muscly. All its oil is the muscles are just, it's grease. It's pure fucking grease. And oil. So they killed all the sperm, just about every fucking sperm whale on the planet. Just about every fucking sperm whale on the planet was caught and slaughtered and killed. And they were hauled off to a manufacturing plant, and they were cut up into fucking pieces and converted to oil. So that the bully could run his state nanny lesbian bull dyke. I'll steal all the children because I don't like to have children anymore, because children audit me all over the fuck, expose the fuck out of everything, so that I would have to look at my inner child bully in the Michael Jackson Jordan Mary reflection that comes around every 30 days with the astrology Jesus story. That's a long-winded answer right there. But that type of state nanny or mother doesn't have natural children. She went gay in order to satisfy the sexual urges without having to risking any pregnancy. But she went around and created a society to steal other people's children. And that would be a universal condition. Just think on a grander scale level, the universal nanny, the universal state nanny, which is just another word, another phrase for the bully child energy that the universe also consists of, along with the motherly energy and the fatherly energy. There's also a child energy. The child, when the mother and the father get together and they fuck, there's a pregnancy, and something is birthed, and then it's raised.
And
the whole universe could be now. This is just evidence to consider. The whole universe could be being dominated because Mother and Father Universe is allowing the child to explore the universe and figure things out for itself through self-consequence, so that it learns a self lesson rather than just doing whatever someone else told it to do, or how the world is, or how the universe is. In other words, allow the child to look around and observe and explore and come up with a self-story through self-observation what's going on. And to have a self-experience with that so that the child knows something and can feel secure and confident knowing it. And that's where real authority comes from. That's where real, natural, universal authority comes from. And that's the girl energy. The girl energy. The girl energy that brings that to the equation, brings it to consciousness. It comes to the girl energy. Predominantly, right now. The only reason is because the girl energy has been shut down for a long time, which is just another way of saying that the universal child that's acting like a bully is still unconscious, been unconscious. And there's a process to universal growth so that universal consciousness starts to come into play. That way a child can have self-experience what's on the other side, which is unconsciousness. And then slowly starting to get consciousness and realizing how he's acting. He starts to become conscious with how he's acting because Mother audits everything. Mother shares all her knowledge. And she also shares what it's like to be a selfish little bully, asshole, little gay, lesbian, dyke, little child actor. Not to put the office or the position or the title or that way of living down. Just to call it like it is, as evidence to consider, because it could be this, and what if it is this? Now we have a share if. That's where the lawful universal sheriff energy comes from, a universal perspective.
But anyway,
that was going somewhere. Got off onto sniffing some flowers on the roadside again. Roadside flowers to sniff everywhere. Ooh. And remember, the sperm whale loves to eat octopus. Octopus, it's its favorite meal. Anyway, so there's these old stories back in the day, because sperm whales have that sonar mechanism that they use, and they put off a big giant. It's a big giant sonic boom is what happens, and it's so loud that it'll vibrate a human till he's dead. That sonar is so loud it'll vibrate a human till it's dead. So what was going on, more than likely, could be as evidence to consider that these sonar whales did not like this new industrial age, which was killing off all of them. They did not like that. They did not like that at all.
But
also, at the same time, even before the Industrial Revolution happened, the sperm whale was still sounding off its mechanism, not only as a way to travel and to see everything, but it was natural. It's also a self-defense mechanism for any predators that want to get close to it. It will light off its sonic boom, and it'll rattle and vibrate the fuck out of anything that's around it. It will vibrate the fuck out of it till it's dead. And it only does this to people that attack it. It only does this to other living organisms that come to attack and threaten it. It only does it to them. But people that are nice and kind and all that stuff, they can go up to the whale and pet it. And the whale won't blow off its sonic boom. Because it has ESP and it can sense who's a bad guy, who's a good guy, who's mean, and who's nice. It's an automatic universal perception that the sperm whale shares. Remember, the sperm whale is an auditor too, and is sharing all kinds of shit constantly, all the time.
so,
Just as the buffalo, 6 billion buffalo that were slaughtered by the white man when they came over and killed off all the natives and rounded the rest of them up, turned them into slaves, civil slaves. It's the same bully that's been doing the same shit through history all the time. And Mother and Father Universe are allowing this child to do this. Letting the child self-explore for itself and learn its own lessons, besides ownership. More like sharing-ship.
and so
Even with the universe, it's a slow transition from newborn baby, unconsciousness, in order to get to consciousness, which is usually around probably for most people these days, the way it's been lately anyway, throughout the years, the centuries, it's been the formative years. Formative years, ages 1 to 5 are the base formative years where consciousness is growing and growing and growing and growing till one starts to remember stuff every day. They can remember it. That's what consciousness is to remember something. To stay in tune with it. It's always on the mind. Always there, constantly. And it always speaks up. Constantly. It's constantly speaking up all the time. Sometimes it rests, and then it speaks up. But it's always speaking up. Consciousness. That's constant petition to repetition, to bring in a new change until it's conscious with it all the time. In other words, it's speaking up all the time, expressing itself all the time, rather than being told what to do, and if you don't do what you're told, you're going to get punished. Which is the old bad habit, which again is just another way of saying the universal child has been unconscious, and that's natural for a child to start off unconscious. It's going through its ages 1 through 5, and universal time could be 500,000 trillion years is age 1 through 5. But if the universe lives forever, it could be a whole different story. How can one figure out ages 1 through 5 if the universe lives forever? But one can picture an idea and start to see something when they use that phraseology. Someone paints a picture and it's just a memory. Ah, okay. Now I got a memory. I got something written down in a book that I could go to all the time and to remind myself, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Ah. If the universe lives forever and it's going through its childish formative years, ages 1 through 5, well, who knows how long that's going to need? Who knows how much ages 1 through 5 is for living forever? One can only speculate, but one has a picture now that they can see. It can be seen in the invisible thought realms, an actual picture. Just like seeing this picture right on the fucking wall right here. The same thing can be seen in the invisible realm. A memory is a picture that can be seen and remembered and studied and looked at. Ooh. Now, this is why some people take drugs. Like Quaaludes and mushrooms and even cannabis or whatever their favorite fucking mind-altering drug is in order to see something they never saw before. Ooh. And of course, just as anything, drugs can be addictive. It's kind of hard to stop eating ice cream all the time, though, isn't it? Ice cream, cakes and ice cream, fucking cow steaks with barbecue sauce, cheeseburgers, milk and candy. I mean, God, that shit's addicting. And there are plenty of people that weigh fucking 500, 600, 800 pounds, all overweight because of all that stuff. And it used to not be around. There used to be not a whole lot of that fucking candy ass shit around. Sweet stuff. People ate fruit for sweets. They would eat, cows and chickens and stuff like that, but there wasn't a whole lot of preservatives and hormones, and not like today. The food is just all greased down and poisoned up and toxined up, and there's all kinds of extra different types of poison foods to eat, and it's addicting as fuck. And it's obvious that it doesn't do any good for the body. But the bad habit is there, and though we know not to eat it, a whole lot of it, it happens anyway. So someone that's might be 800, 900 pounds, just fat as fuck, can't even fucking move anymore. That would be no different than someone that a junkie's on meth. A junkie that's on meth, and you can tell they're a junkie because of the way they look. Just like you could tell someone that got addicted to all the shit food, you could tell, you could tell what's going on by the way they look. I don't think there's a big difference between being overweight or strung out on meth. It's just a different way to look. I think it's still the same level of suffering, probably. That might be a different suffering, but the level of pain probably equals each other. Both mentally and physically. A fat guy's liver might hurt a little bit more than a junkie's, but a junkie's arm hurts a little bit more than a fat guy's arm because it's been poked with fucking 1,000 million times with fucking needles.
but, you know.
There's all kinds of ways to live out there. And more than likely, anyone that's going, any living organism that's going around telling someone else what to do, and if you don't do it, I'm going to fucking hurt you, is addicted on something too. You can tell just by the way the brother looks. He looks quite intimidating with that pointed finger and that red face, ready to charge someone. So there's different ways to live in the universe, and every way has the propensity to be accepted for value. Fully, 100%. Every way that the universe has to live has the propensity to be valued 100%. It's not that it has to be valued 100%. It has the capacity to be valued 100% fullness, fully supported, fully valued. Just as every living organism, more than likely, probably has the capacity, if they want, to value anything they want, any amount that they want, and to express, to give value to all that the universe is, as universal expressions are, which is just go to Hollywood, get into acting, get into music. I mean, the expressions are fucking endless. Only problem is that they're all stuck under legalism. There's nothing wrong with all the expressions. It's just that they're stuck under legalism. That's the fucked up thing. And you're only allowed to express a certain way as long as you get your license and you follow all the licensing rules. To be more general, just to get a license doesn't necessarily have to be your license. That's kind of taxing anyway, because the word "you" has been worn out. You, get over here. Most of the conversation is all based on you. Well, you know what you ought to do, and you know what you ought to do, and you know what you ought to do, and there's never really any self-confession. Well, this is what I've been doing. This is what I've learned. But you need to do this, and you need to learn this. You need to go over there at that camp, you need to go visit that guy and shake their hand. And, instead of, well, I found that if I wanted to shake someone's hand, I'd just go up and shake their hand now. The unconscious detrimental use to the word "you" that's in everybody's daily conversation. Not conscious with what's really going on here. Anyway, that'll be the end of this video. Enjoy.